So from that brief recording from 2018, I hope you can understand that I didn't realise that was abuse at that time, and it wasn't until after the relationship had ended that I actually started to research different behaviours and found out more about verbal aggression, financial abuse, emotional abuse and psychological abuse, and how it happens in relationships, how it's based on power and control, and how in the UK they term all of those are lumped together under one criminal act, which is called coercive controlled behaviour. And I didn't have any idea about that type of coercion inside of a relationship before he ended it in 2020. It was the research that I did that helped me to understand the situation I had been in. So I just want to continue about the research that I've done on gender violence and domestic abuse, because I tend to discover hidden reports and resources. And I've shared these academic reports and articles in my podcast and on my websites. And today I discovered a whole series of free training modules. These trainings are in the form of short texts and videos that bring together various concerns and failures and focus on the different organisations that are involved providing support and advice to survivors of domestic abuse, including the health sector, police, social sector, legal sector. Now, these trainings are also available in different languages. Now, the European training platform on domestic violence includes 3 EU-funded projects, and the first one is Improvada, that was 2016 to 2021. And Improve, which is improving access to services for victims, and that one is 2022 to 2025. And the final one is called VIPPROM, and that is Victim Protection in Medicine, and that one's 2023 to 2026. So it is useful that EU funds have been awarded to these 3 projects from 2018 to 2023. I have yet to have the opportunity to review all of these projects. I checked on the legal sector because that is where I experienced the most barriers in access to support when I was desperate for help in 2020. I have now lost everything that I worked for as a self-employed businesswoman in property management from 2005 to 2016. Unable to access the support I needed, I documented these failures in my book, Post-Separation Abuse, Abandonment and Betrayal, What Type of Man, written under a pen name, Lorraine Kaling. Now, the failures stretched across the legal profession and the police when I reported abuse on the advice of a Spanish solicitor, conflicting advice from the legal profession, or no advice at all, unless I had the necessary funds to pay for private legal support. Having been abandoned by a former partner, I did not have thousands to spend on legal representation in 2020. I could not even make myself heard as the professionals ignored whatever I said or asked for. 1. Asking the solicitor if he could write to our solicitor. No, he repeated his advice to file a gender violence complaint. So then I made the mistake of writing to our solicitor, thinking he might help. Wrong again. 2. I asked the police, based on the advice of the 016 National Helpline, that I need to have a lawyer when making a complaint. And I was told by the police I didn't need a lawyer, I only had an interpreter when I filed the report. systemic failures. It was bad enough that I did not want to be filing the gender violence report in the first place. Then I had the case dismissed in January 2021 when I knew there were mistakes in how the Guardian reported the incident. Writing my book was my way of highlighting the gaps in the laws. I had no idea the former partner would take criminal defamation against me in July 2022, just weeks after I published. I was made to feel like I was the guilty person. My achievement of self-publishing was relegated to a spiteful, vengeful act by a former partner who was once again in control of the narrative. The legal advice did not help me. Now, the civil court that was heard in June of 2022 has set the date to evict me. December 19th, 6 days before Christmas. The authorities have not given alternative accommodation, even though I sought help from Social Services Housing. The former partner gets to take the property back, even though we signed an agreement for a much lower sum, while I was under the threat of leaving with nothing. He gets what he wanted from the start when he threatened me in the bedroom of our home. It was September the 4th, 2020, when he came in angry at me again. Don't fuck about with me. I'm in control. You do as I say. I can throw you out onto the streets. He then tells the judge in a criminal case of defamation, as he was the plaintiff, he then says that his solicitor, our solicitor, had advised him just put her bags on the doorstep. Now I have a crowdfund written by a professional campaign manager. I have procrastinated in sharing this. It's part of the trauma I have experienced. I can leave the campaign link below or in my bio. If you want more information about what I want to create, reach out in a private message, a direct message, or email help@successwithlorraine.com. Please like, comment and share if you can. I can talk about my story on podcasts or share an article on your blog for a small fee. Please reach out. Thank you.